In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest differences between your forehand and a more professional forehand, and what is one of the biggest tennis mistakes in the world. Because when you start playing tennis, you as a beginner, you always try to compare yourself with a professional player that is here practicing 5 hours a day for 20 or 30 years or something like that, and it's not possible to compare. You can watch them and you can get inspired, but you cannot never copy the models when you start your journey, because the things are not as clear as it seems. So tennis is really simple, but takes some process that you should start, and you should start from the beginning with that process in order to reach their level. But you cannot start imitating or copying their technique, the way they move exactly in the beginning of your journey. And I'm going to talk about the difference between the position of the elbow, the grip, the footwork, the mindset, like everything you need to approach tennis in the better way and to start your journey. And hopefully in the future you can play almost or not almost, but at least the best possible level. And I will start again with the grip, and the difference between a forehand grip for a professional or a forehand grip for you. In this specific topic, there is absolutely no difference. So what happens is, when you start tennis, if you start with a coach or a friend, usually you play with continental grip, because it's the easiest grip and it's the grip that you see results immediately. But if you really want to play good, and I believe you want because you are watching this video, you just need one forehand grip that is the semi-western grip, with the head of the racket facing to the fence, your hand completely relaxed. You cannot see these wrinkles here, so you cannot do Eastern or continental grip, you cannot do Western grip, because it's way more difficult. And this grip, semi-Western, with your hand a little bit more spread along the grip, with space between the bottom of the grip and your hand, this is the only grip that will allow you to play super fast, consistency, flat, higher, depend, but always with top spin, always powerful. And the only problem in the beginning is that if you start playing with this grip, when you start, you're going to miss more balls to the net, you're going to miss more balls completely out of the court, you're going to go through much more mistakes. You need to be more committed, either you, either your coach. So if you are not that committed, it's going to be almost impossible. You stop believing. And if you have someone believing in you, if you believe in you, and if you watch these videos, or if you watch these videos, for example, or even my courses, you will get this feeling. And I don't know, maybe in one lesson, maybe in 2 lessons, in 10, or in 1 month, you will get this feeling. And after that, it's going to be everything so much easier, because you went through the mistakes and now you are able to play with anyone. For example, if I do a normal forehand, and if you have this grip, you can just block the ball and the ball will go back. The ball will come back to me. If I play normal forehands and you have a continental grip, you cannot even return. You're going to have pain on your wrist. So I truly recommend for you to go through the mistakes in the beginning to get used. And the most common mistakes is you're going to miss to the net. So then you need to start using your legs, going up and forward at the same time you play. Then you're also going to miss too many balls outside, because you open too much the head of the racket. So you either open too much also your body, or you took your eyes out of the ball too early. So you need to keep your eyes on the ball. One of the strategies is just to keep the eyes in the letters of the ball. So every time you try to contact the ball, you try to see Yonex, for example, and that way you are focused on the ball. Also, the ball is the only thing that is in the present. Let me just take more balls. As I was saying, the ball is the only thing that is in the present. So if you are focused on the ball, and if you are focused on the letters of the ball every time you hit, you always keep your balance, and it's one of the best strategies to play better. Then the second mistake and the second comparison between professionals and beginners is that beginners need to start playing with close stance and with more static footwork. I mean run, stop, play and finish. You need to run sideways, even open stance, stop, play and finish. If you go to open stance, it's not in the beginning, but later, even if you are a beginner, in later stages you can start working on open stance. But more professionals, they need to slide more, because here is not so easy to slide, but basically you need to slide more, and you do more dynamic footwork like this to reach more the ball, because the ball is too far. So you need to jump. And basically the difference is that you need to keep the balance in more dynamic footworks, and this for professionals. And they need this because the ball is too fast and they don't have a lot of time. Also, for example, professionals, they need to play more open stance when they go to the side, because here it's much easier to recover, to split, while you as a beginner, you should start with close stance. And understand that you need to start with closed stance because you need to be sideways when you play tennis. And if you start with open stance, you're going to be open to the court. So you're going to play like that. Is one of the biggest mistakes. And also you need to understand that if you play closed stance here, you should as a beginning, but then is a mistake later because if you play with closed stance, you're going to lose one extra step because you do 1, 2, and then recover. While if you do open stance, you just play and recover, and it's way quicker to come back. So as a beginner, start with closed stance with this footwork, for example, 1, 2, double step, 1, 2, 1, 2, split step, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, recover, okay? The goal, run, stop, play, and finish. This is the goal for you as a beginner. Professionals is different. Another thing for your forehand, another difference between your forehand as a beginner and the professional forehand is that you as a beginner, you need to keep your elbow here, okay? Your elbow is a little bit lower, and professionals, they go more here because professionals, they want to generate, or I want to generate more power every time I play my forehand. So my elbow is going up here, okay? I can generate more power. The racket is you're gonna increase the path of the racket, so you're gonna generate more energy, and it's also biomechanics, so you need to play powerful forehands. I think I need to breathe a bit because I'm talking too fast, but basically you need to take advantage of the weight of the racket, use all your body to play aggressive, but at the same time spend as less energy as possible to last for as long as possible. While as a beginner, you don't start like that, even though you see the professionals. So you can get inspired with the professionals, but you cannot start like that first, because if you start like this, you will not have any reference for the grip. How can you have the reference for the grip here as a beginner that never played before or that is trying to fix his forehand or your forehand? You need this because here you can do 1, look to the racket and see. When you look, see if your hand is relaxed, okay? As I mention every time, I don't have space between fingers and my hand actually because I like the thinner grip. So I always say to you that the best grip is semi-Western is to just relax your hand without having these wrinkles here. I think it's wrinkles that we say. And this I never say specifically like holding in this space or this or that because every grip is different. There is not one grip, there is not one option. The only way to be uniform, I don't even know what to say, but the only way to work with everyone is just to have your hand relaxed. This is the most important thing. So I was saying professionals always here, okay, with the elbow up, okay, and then you prepare and you hit the ball, okay, and you as a beginner, you need to start here, understanding that one day you will also go up, okay, and also sometimes you can even do this. You don't need to go, you don't need to go up with the elbow all the time, but this is another difference. Let me just take some more balls. Another important difference between beginners and professionals is that beginners always need to try to be as consistent as possible. So your focus as a beginner is to control 100, 1,000 balls over the net, high over the net, like 2-3 meters over the net, to avoid the first mistake, that is the net. So as I already mentioned, even in my courses or in previous videos, you are your own first opponent. So if you don't believe that you will play well, you will not play actually well. So this is your first obstacle, it's you, and then the second is the net. So if you play higher balls, you already go over the net, and only then you have your opponent. So your priority is to be consistent, your priority is to play high to avoid that common mistake, while beginners, while professionals, they need to take time from their opponent, they need to change angles, they need to change speeds, they need to change heights in order to try to, to make a difference against the opponent and to try to open the court a little bit to finish the point quicker and to make the difference in the game. So you cannot look at their game and try to do the same. You cannot just start playing tennis and open angles, play down the line super fast, go to the net, everything. You will learn everything, but you need to understand that in the beginning, the priority is consistency. And by the way, there is also a sequence that is the beginning. You need to be consistent, just be able to play 100, 1,000, 10,000 balls over the net without mistakes. Then you need to control balls, play to the forehand, play to the backhand, every time without mistakes. Then is the topspin, that I always work topspin with consistency, because there is no way to play with semi-Western grip without doing this sound. So you always play with topspin, but basically it's the third in the ITF theory. And only the last thing is the speed. So you cannot start playing also super fast. I missed. You cannot start playing like this fast, because if you start playing fast, you're gonna do what are you used to do, and you are not used to do anything because you are a beginner. So you need to create the pattern. You need to say to your brain, okay, this is the pattern I want to do. That's why it's really important to do a lot of repetitions and good repetitions to play good tennis. The last biggest difference is the open stance and the closed stance, as I already mentioned, but this I want to mention again and finish with this, because if you start playing tennis, you always need to play at this height, so same height than your hip, okay, or a little bit above, and always with closed stance. Remember that the ball is going at this height 2 times when the ball is bouncing up and then go high to the highest point and then goes down again. So as a beginner, it's always better to play while the ball is going down because you have more time. So the ball goes up and down and then you play. You have much more time to recognize and to do your pattern, to create the new pattern on your brain. Okay, and as a professional, they use not only more open stance but also play more times on the rise because they want to change rhythms, they want to take time from the opponent. This is really important to understand. Also understanding that even though we go to the side and play with open stance, okay, you as a beginner, you really need to go to the side and play with closed stance, understanding that you're going to miss more sometimes on this ball. Not every time you're going to have the perfect ball to hit, but is the priority for you as a beginner, and is your goal to play and to be sideways, and is your goal also to find someone that can help you in that process, beginning of the process, either a coach, either a friend. So if you play with a friend that plays too fast, you think he's helping, but he's not helping because you need someone that plays slow. Just a bonus here is talking about the relaxation. So when you compare professionals and beginners, we see that we have completely relaxed wrists, okay? Especially, for example, Sinner. But you cannot relax because if you start playing tennis, you don't have any pattern in your brain. Your brain cannot recognize anything, so it's impossible to relax in something that you are not sure how to do because you never did. It's the same as I say, for example, go to Dubai and relax and speak Arabic. You cannot because you never spoke before. Here is the same. You will never be relaxed when you play tennis. So even though we are completely relaxed, completely loose, as a beginner you need to have your hand a little bit more firm. Understanding also that in tennis you only have your wrist firm when you do the volleys and when you return. So when you are returning, your wrist should be firm to block the ball. Okay, the only 2 times and 2 shots that you need the wrist firm. All the other times the wrists are loose and as loose as possible. But as a beginner, you will not be loose. So keep this in mind, that you need to be relaxed in the future, and in the beginning you need to control what you're doing. You need to create repetitions and habits, and only then over the years, over the time, you'll get relaxed. So don't worry with that in the beginning. And yeah, for this video is everything I want to share with you. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how helpful are these videos. I'm always thinking about going live, but to be honest, even though we have now together, because it's me and you, we have millions of views. I talk to you, specifically to you. I don't talk for millions of people. I talk directly to you, and luckily enough, I have millions of people watching. So I'm thinking a lot on doing lives, but I'm a little bit I don't know, nervous actually to do the live. So let's see if soon we can start lives. Maybe I need a little bit more of extra motivation from you. If you really are interested in having lives, maybe you can comment here. I don't know how even it works in here on YouTube, so let's see. And also, by the way, we just reached 150 sales in our courses. So the course most sold is the one for beginners, where you learn forehand from scratch. The second is the footwork video that I have, that is just one single video, 19 or 20 minutes, when I teach all the footworks for every single shot, not only forehand, but for every single shot. And then the third most sold is the second course for forehand, topspin, open stance, and the topspin. So thank you so much for your trust. I'm waiting your feedback. I know it's hard for you to send the feedback, to send some videos, but I can keep them for me, or I can share with them if you want. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.